I spent last night reading the most cited research papers on empathy, and I found this one from the Journal of Emotion Review, published in 2016. And so I'm going to say, as I'm someone who writes and talks about empathy all the time, I figured I should probably be sure that I'm saying what I think I'm saying. What I found so interesting is that empathy is a pretty new word. The word's been around for only 100 years or so, and it came from an adaptation of the German word einfühlen. But not everyone agrees on the definition, not even researchers. The paper shows 43 different definitions of it, and many of them are inconsistent with each other. And so we're going to start with the process of elimination, as there are many terms empathy is confused with, such as compathy, shared feelings due to shared circumstances; mimpathy, which is imitating another person's emotions without experiencing them yourself; transpathy, emotional contagion, where one is infected by another's emotions; and sympathy. And sympathy and empathy are what most often get confused. Some people can be very sympathetic without being empathetic at all. The difference is in feeling as the other person, which is empathy, while sympathy is feeling for the other person. My mother, ultra sympathetic, but she's only projecting her own relentless worries and fears. But empathy, she really doesn't have an understanding of my inner world and doesn't really even know how to ask. And so now that we know what empathy isn't, here's a paper's definition about what empathy is, which is an emotional response, affective, dependent upon the interaction between trait capacities and state influences, and a long, garbled mess. It's a very long-winded definition and not really useful. And so I'm going to summarize it. According to them, empathy is an emotional response that you could both control and that happens automatically. And it's similar to the feelings of the person you're empathizing with, who you understand as different from yourself. Honestly, even when I summarize it, I gotta say that definition is kind of weak. Empathy is both affective and cognitive. And the more accurate empathy comes from conceptualizing what the other person is feeling as well. The more curious you can be, the more accurate your empathy. The more questions you ask, the more you hold space, the higher the quality of your empathy. And so here's my definition, short and sweet, 4 words. Empathy is an intentional embodied mimicry process. The more intention we put into empathizing, the better we can internally mimic what the other person is feeling, and the deeper the empathy. The deeper the feeling of, yeah man, you really get it. The deeper the feeling of being truly understood. And so as empathy is growing in prominence and importance, and we're getting more comfortable with the idea of holding space and validating what others are saying, the more we could practice empathy with others, which I'm going to say now and in future videos is a solution to many of our problems. At home, at work, with our friends, and with our loved ones, and with the world. So that's it for last night's reading. Thank you for watching.